With the help of God and the kindness of the Quakers, Calvary AME Church in Glen Cove, New York, was established before 1862. Though its earliest records could not be secured, its enduring legacy speaks to the faith and determination of its congregation. Before 1862, a frame building stood on Cedar Swamp Road, later named Glen Cove Highway. This place of worship was originally called the African Methodist Church of Cedar Swamp. In 1899, the church was renamed Calvary African Methodist Episcopal Church, marking a new chapter in its history. In 1862, the church acquired its first property on DeSauris Lane. In 1913, Calvary relocated to 80 Cottage Row in Glen Cove after a property exchange. For 11 years, services were held in the basement of the new location, and by 1937, the current structure was completed under the leadership of Reverend D.B. Barton. This was made possible through the steadfast dedication of officers, members, and friends of the church. Calvary AME Church is proud to be a part of the greater community of African Methodist Episcopal churches. Founded in 1816 by Richard Allen in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, the AME Church is the oldest independent Protestant denomination established by African Americans. Born out of a desire for racial dignity and spiritual autonomy, the denomination has stood as a beacon of faith, resilience, and social justice. With a rich history of activism and service, the AME Church has been a driving force in the fight for civil rights, education, and economic empowerment. Calvary AME Church continues to embody these values, ensuring its role in the legacy of this remarkable denomination. The strength of Calvary AME Church lies in its leadership. Its pastors have carried the congregation forward across generations, each contributing uniquely to its legacy. 1862, Reverend Ross. 1889, Reverend Jacob Riley. 1915 through 1920, Reverend John Proctor. 1920 through 1925, Reverend Theodore Lawrence. 1926, Reverend R.J. Robinson. 1926 to 1930, Reverend John Bivens. 1930 to 1935, Reverend T.C. Newby. 1935 to 1937, Reverend T.J. Clark. 1937 to 1948, Reverend D.B. Barton. 1948 to 1951, Reverend Lewis M. Carter. 1951 to 1954, Reverend Norman T. Garrison. 1954 to 1956, Reverend B.T. Cartwright. 1956 to 1964, Reverend John Moses. 1964 to 1967, Reverend Marcel Brooms. 1967 to 1969, Reverend B.A. Galloway. 1969 to 1972, Reverend Edward Odom. 1972, Reverend Carpenter. 1972 to 1973, Reverend Conway Simmons. 1973 to 1980, Reverend Ernest L. Boston. 1980 to 1982, Reverend Lewis A.C. Davis. 1982 to 1984, Reverend Peter J.N. Stephen. 1984 to 1991, Reverend Horace S. Henson. 1991 to 2001, Reverend Melvin Rayner. 2001 to 2004, Reverend A. Earl Jordan. 2004 to 2019, Reverend Craig J. Wright. 2019 to 2024, Reverend A. H. Sparkman. And in 2024, the congregation was thrilled to welcome our new pastor, Reverend James E. Booker Jr., whose leadership brings vision and a renewed sense of purpose. Alongside our pastor, First Lady Crystal Booker, has become an integral part of our community, touching the lives of our congregation and the wider community. Calvary AME Glen Cove is a place where faith, community, and tradition come together to honor the past, embrace the future, and share the message of God's boundless love. All are invited to join us for worship on Sunday morning at 80 Cottage Row and to participate in the church's many other programs and ministries. For hours and more information on our pastor and the church, visit the church's website at calvaryameglencove.org. God bless you, and thank you for watching.